If you're posting on social media every day and you're tired of the algorithm and you're expecting sales but not making consistent sales, it is probably time to pivot to email marketing. And before you panic, no, you don't need a fancy website. You don't need the fancy funnels. You don't need thousands of followers. You don't need to worry about the algorithm either. So in this video, we are going to walk you through how to start email marketing as a complete beginner. Hello, if you're new here, my name is Noma and I help beginners start their online businesses sustainably without burning out. So here is, here is where we're going to speak about email marketing, its importance, and why you should start today. Email marketing is one of the most powerful tools you can set up early in your business, especially if you want consistent income without breaking a sweat. So let's get into it. So what is email marketing? Email marketing is simply sending messages to people's inboxes, building relationships, and promoting your product or business. Think of it like you are texting your audience, but in a more professional and engaging way. Email marketing is a list of people who want to hear from you. It is a permission-based communication, okay? So they have to okay you communicating with them through email marketing. So you do not want to spam them. You don't have to post 3-4 times every single day when you're marketing, when you are communicating via email. Here's why email marketing is so important, especially for you as a beginner, because you don't need a big audience. You don't need to worry about the algorithm. The algorithm is changing, and you can sell without posting every day. So for me, when I started my self-care brand a few years ago, we're going to hop into this, but I created a lead. They signed up for my freebie, which is also a lead magnet, and I was able to communicate through the email that I captured from them. I was able to communicate with them through that lead magnet, giving them value-based information, tips, and letting them know, promoting my business, promoting my offer. At the time, my offer was a self-care planner. Yeah, I think it was a self-care planner. And to say that I've not only built a loyal-based community, but I've also made sales because they trust you. You're communicating with them. You're not giving them this aesthetic, fabricated Instagram facade. You know what I mean? Email is where you are truly, authentically showing yourself who you are, why you're doing what you're doing. You're not fighting the algorithm. And this is how, once they develop this level of trust with you, it's easier for them to buy whatever that you're promoting. So at the time, I had about 23 or so subscribers in my email list. To say that I've converted a few people into buying my social media planner, I was amazed. I said, oh, okay, there is money email list. So since then, I've been truly working on my freebies, working on how I'm able to market my freebies on certain platforms, which I'm going to get into later on in this video. I'm going to show you techniques and ways that you can promote your freebie and gain leads and tractions, because you can do it. So here's where you're going to choose an email platform. You don't need anything fancy or expensive, especially if you're starting out as a beginner. That was my mistake in the past, getting the fancy $40 a month platforms when I just started. You know, if you're just starting, look into platforms such as MailerLite, MailChimp, and ConvertKit. I started with ConvertKit, which is now Kit. It was wonderful back then, and it still is wonderful. They have great templates if you are into beautifying your emails, which I was and which I still am. There's nothing wrong with that. But you want a tool that you can collect emails, you can send emails, and that you can track the analytics. So from there, you're going to create a simple freebie. As I mentioned before, that I created a lead magnet. It is also known as a freebie. People don't just give away emails. They actually need something in return, which is a freebie. So this can be a short page, a paragraph. It can be a template, a checklist, 5 recipes if you are into the health and wellness industry. It can be a mini training. The best freebie, I'm gonna highlight this, the best freebie solves one problem. Okay, your audience already have. The problem that your audience have is what that freebie can solve. Yes, I know you should be charging it, and that's even better. If you believe that you should charge for it, you're going to gain leads. You're going to have leads, therefore you're going to have a strong conversion. They're going to, if they're able to give you their email, they're able to give you money at the end, okay? So for instance, my freebie with my self-care brand was called the 7-day personal development challenge, and that went really well. Why? Because I was speaking to a pain point. Many people, especially coming from my DMs, said that they had trouble in identifying what they need to do with self-care, and they wanted some personal growth information, and I saw the analytics of my personal growth posts that I posted on social media. So I tied those two together and created a freebie. It was a 7-day freebie. Literally, I went on Canva and I created a freebie and I uploaded it and I told people, hey, here is my 7-day personal growth challenge for you. Download it here. Literally every day were leads, okay? So don't overcomplicate it. And if you need help in identifying who it is you're speaking to, if you need help in what they may need, their struggle points, download the Business Clarity Blueprint below. So I did mention a website earlier, that you may not need a website, and that is true depending. Okay, some people call this a website, some people do not, but it is a landing page. Now you can turn a landing page into a website. It's completely up to you, but you do not need a full website. That was my mistake years ago when I first started. I thought I needed to sign up for this expensive platform. It is a really good platform. I'm not gonna, talk bad about it. But at the time when I was starting out and I had little to zero followers and no subscribers, I realized that you don't need to spend money, especially in the beginning stages. You do not need to spend money. All you need to know is who you're speaking to and the problem that they need. That is literally the information that you need. It's literally the catalyst to what you should create to solve their problem. Okay, and that's what my Business Clarity Blueprint helps you identify. Okay, no more spinning in circles, no more doubting what you already have. You can use the strengths, the skills that you innately carry, put it into my formula that is inside the blueprint. It is a 4-guide PDF bundle that helps you identify if you do not know what skills you innately carry. If you need help identifying who you're selling to, what they need, and how to start, you have it right there in that bundle. But anyways, so no, you do not need a fancy website. You do need a clear headline, a description of the freebie, what the freebie is about. You need an email box. So this is where it says, if you want to download my freebie, put your email here, your name here. That's what the email box is. And a button that says download now. Literally, that is it. So here's how I'm able to speak to my audience through my email. This is called an email sequence. You don't need 20 emails. You don't want to overwhelm them. All you need is a good 3 to 5 emails. This is called a nurturing email sequence. So the first email would be a welcome email. This is pretty much where you introduce yourself, what you do. Remember, you're keeping it short and sweet and straight to the point, okay? And then the second email is a value-based email. This is where you're going to help them identify their problem, making sure you have the right audience, okay? Most of the time people will click, not most, I'm going to say sometimes you will have some people that are just downloading any and everything, but they have no intention to purchase later on, and that's okay. You continue to give them value-based information, education through this second email, which is the value-based email, where you are helping them identify the pain point struggles and how you are the go-to person. The third email is also a value-based email. This email is where you build trust. The trust factor is super important because it gives them a way to identify if you are the go-to person or if you're a fraud, okay? So in this email, you're going to give them authority-based content in the email. I went through this and this happened. So here I am telling you what not to do and what to do. That's an example. The fourth email is what I like to call the soft email. This is where you are slowly telling them about your product, about your business. You're not just throwing it at them. By now, they should know who you are and they should trust you enough to see what you're selling. So this soft email is where you are offering your product as a solution, as, hey, this is what I'm offering to you. Since you have this, here's what I have here to help you with that problem. Lastly, and definitely not least, is the reminder email, also known as a follow-up email, just in case they missed number 4's email, which is the soft reminder of your product or of your business. What I like about these emails is that you're not pushing them, you're not forcing them to buy, and you're not presenting yourself as salesy. You are human and you want to showcase that in your emails. Your emails should educate, encourage, and offer solutions at the end of the day. Remember, you want to keep these emails short, sweet, and fun. You are human. Don't sound like a robot, because people want the real authentic you. So here's the fun part. This is where the bread and butter comes in, because this is where the true work comes in. You can have the best freebie in the world, but if no one knows that it exists, just as your product, just as your business, if no one knows that it exists, no one will sign up for your freebie. You will not have subscribers. Therefore, your email list will pretty much be non-existent. Okay, so you want to market your freebie. You want to market your landing page. A landing page is where you are hosting your freebie. So you want to market it. So you're going to attach your link to the freebie or your landing page to your TikTok bio, Instagram, YouTube bio, wherever you are promoting your business. There should also be a link to your freebie. Don't forget the YouTube descriptions, the captions on Instagram. Don't forget the comments when they're relevant. You don't wait for virality. You don't want to wait until you have so many likes. You need searchable, search-based content. This is why I talk heavily about business clarity. You need to know who you're speaking to. What do they need from you? What are their pain points? What are you selling? What are you building? And this is why I mentioned the business clarity blueprint. If you're thinking, I don't know what freebie to make, I don't even know who I'm talking to, what am I supposed to build? That blueprint is literally your bread and butter, okay? You're not behind, okay? It's just that you skip clarity. I was there. This is why I created this blueprint, because I know I am not the only one. I cannot be the only one that went in circles, the only one that was feeling overwhelmed and stuck as to what business idea do I want? What freebie should I create? I don't even know what to sell. What offer should I be creating right now? That's what that blueprint does. The blueprint helps you with all of those things. The business idea, who you're speaking to, who are you selling to, what freebie to create. You'll find out. It helps you how to know what you're selling, the offers to build. Email marketing isn't a new thing. It is mandatory. You should be creating an email list right now. If you have a business or think about starting a business, you definitely need the business blueprint, the business clarity blueprint. You definitely need to start your email list today. You need to start today. Start simple. Start right now and let it grow with you. Okay, let it grow with you. You will not regret it. Like, subscribe, and comment. Email in the comment section below if this helps you.